Let me know when you're ready, Kowal. Do my check.
Trap exempt.
Dear Lord, I hope you hear my prayer.
Right, yeah,
Because we
make a
really,
left into the
really
parking
need
lot.
you
Yeah,
down
back up.
here.
That's what I'm doing.
From all the
Yeah,
pain
come
that
back
we
out of the
going
seat.
through. We know that you're real, so can you fall through? Father, have mercy when we call on you.
Check.
Check. 1 2 1 2.
Mm-hmm. I think Quadon should have it. I don't know where he went to. Check. Everybody hear me? Y'all hold tight. We're going to get started in a minute, all right?
About 5 minutes. I raise my children up to say the same shit. Dear Lord, I hope you hear my prayers. Because we really, really need you down here. From all the pain that we going through. We know that you're real, so can you fall through? Father, have mercy when we call on you. But I just want to fall on you. To show the devils you ain't nothing to play with. I raise my children up to say the same shit.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Come on, West.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Rocking this shit. Yeah.
Go ahead. Look, I keep it low to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother way. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Go ahead. This shit is too easy. I'm on gold, but they don't believe me. You know I'm winning with the team. Screaming Vinny, VJ. Hear them devils screaming out bloody murder. I'm about to close the curtain. I'm on my grind, bitch, and working. Sorry, all them lies, it ain't working. Them niggas weak, they be churching. I'm a West nigga, that's for certain. If he cross the line, I'm gonna back up and I'ma hit his ass with this virus. And I come through 300 strong, 144 Leonidas. All my niggas, we eat. I'm in this bitch with the Irish. Say, all y'all do the street. They all do the street. The nigga made the wrong move, he make his ass out the league. He ain't one of us hit the league. He ain't one of us here preach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Look, I keep it low to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat.
You see this look that's on my face, bitch, I'm for real with it. I hit the streets, put on my cleats, was in the field with it. You soft as cotton, just an actor, Uncle Phil with it. And then my target's on the move, but I can still hit it. Hey, I speak true cause it's necessary. Color Jack revolutionary. Cold on them like January. Commander General is a visionary. Soul food, no sweets. Your preacher man, he's sweet. Matter of fact, he weak. It's wartime for peace. Think you hard, nigga, you ain't. Fuck with us, nigga, you can't. You smart cars, we pace. We form up in ranks. We body bag this rap shit. All black, no bright shit. Real life, no cap, bitch. Fall on them, that's cap shit.
I keep it low to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Go ahead.
One Westworld. One Westworld. Let's get it. Don't be sure, tell them make sure. If not, we gon' make more. Clips say it hold 20, but I think it could take more. Grab a stick, fire on your camp, we gon' make s'mores. I ain't satisfied with my spot, then I'ma take yours. No matter how many roadblocks in my way, I'ma break forward. This path I'm on is so damn narrow, I just stay forward. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, I just ate more. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, give me 8 more. Nigga, I don't sugarcoat shit, bitch, I'm straightforward. Don't give a fuck if they don't let me in, I just break doors. Ballin' so hard, they asking what team that I play for. Scammer who? They ain't stopped making guns when they made yours. Sick with it. Feeling like I woke up with stage 4. They ain't want the beast loose, what they opened up the cage for. Endure the pain, been through hard times is what I'm made for. Paid my dues, never left a wage, I just rage war. So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Still against all enemies. In high school, you was the man that's lost memory shit. Lost energy, never lost my energy. Never lose control, never losing. Dog, I plan to keep you. Lose your mind where I'm from. I ain't talking from what you see. I never lost soul. Losing time, wasting steady pacing. You off track, I'm on that. You pray to God, hoping he can save you. But the power about war, and that's a different angle. This another lost cause, and I'm just adding to the list. They not seeing me for that reason. Got a flash on the grid. Nigga, big priest. They gon' judge me by my increase. And I'ma keep stepping in these joys to the increase. Just got off the phone with Jacob, and he said it's time to shine. Certified, blue dot, put it on you, now you verified. One Westworld, bigger than World War III. Do not sleep, it's not cheap, and it's still top 3.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Came on boats and then chains. So when I get rich, I'ma grab a boat and 10 chains with 12 ribs from each tribe. And each rib gonna have at least 3 kids. Yeah, I'ma have the deep squad. Been rapping since knee high. Now a nigga shack size. Spit that holy fire. When you hear it, you get baptized. One Westworld, yeah, you niggas know the logo. And I'ma bust it down so the haters see the globe glow. Let's have a feast. Let's shine on our enemies. Right in their face. Let's blind our enemies. Cause now we have, but we come from half not. Throw that cash on the ground, my nigga, let's cast lots. I started from the bottom, birthed out of mud, raised by gangsters, turned out a thug. I ain't give a fuck. Burnt out I was from hitting licks in and out and selling nicks in a drop.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, it get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends, so we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nobody a domino. So what you sucker trying to do? Rhyming comical, guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance. One West rising to prominent. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got group rhymes for Uber. Rhymes hard like they've been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. A showstopper, been the stopper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modify the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when they eat song, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had them niggas feel like a tire, down the deep. And I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me.
Damn, Tay, this shit a movie.
Shit.
Check. Check. Mozart, keep going. Check. Yeah, because we ain't had no videos tonight, so we tore up. What Kodon went to? He still here? Kodon. Oh, you good? You ready? Let's get it. Use a fork. Use a fork and a spoon. A fork and a spoon. Yeah. That's what I say. So like who Shamar? Okay. We got everybody? All right, y'all get a Lord a hand. Clap it up. Most High in Christ. Shalom. Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua Braga. Thumb to the Akim. Yahweh Shemar Thumb by Hashem Yahushua to the sisters with the Isupk. Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Hall, New York. Operating under command of Junior Hunter. If you're not in the Isupk, you're not in the truth. What is the truth? The truth is the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian are the Lord's chosen people of the earth. You understand? We are the only ones qualified to teach our people who they are and where they come from in their lineage. Today is Black, so-called Black, Hispanics, Native Indians. We don't know our lineage, right? If I would ask 10 random brothers or sisters what's their heritage and where they come from in the earth, I'll get 10 random different answers. You understand? But tonight in the Isupk, under command of Junior Hunter, we are celebrating the memorial feature dedication. You understand? Through the lighting of the candles, we're doing something that had been forgotten in Israel. You understand? I turn you up just a little bit more. Yeah. Come here, go right here. Turn it a long way, right? Yeah. Let's get it on. I'm Tawar. That's glorious. We're gonna get into a story tonight that really goes into the history of the Manara. You understand? So, Quadon, do me a favor. Hit them lights in there for me. We're gonna hit them lights in there. There we go. Yes, yeah, we're gonna set it off tonight. Yeah, let that camera let it point it down some. You know, like that thing, I'll highlight that. Yeah, bring it down. Yeah, bring it. Yeah. It's to That's that's perfect. Most High in Christ. So everybody to So tonight we're gonna go into a story, man, and understanding our history, where we come from, what we're supposed to be doing as a nation of people, because we've forgotten our history. You understand? So it's important that we do this. What are we doing today? We're gathering together. You understand? We're doing what thus says the Lord. We're gonna gather together, have a good time, and go over these scriptures and break this thing down for our people to understand. You understand? So with that being said, the Feast of Dedication, the Feast of Lights, we're going to get all the way into it, right? Now, the Feast of Dedication is not a high holy day, because the high holy days are found where? The book of Leviticus, right? Leviticus 23, and go all the way through the chapter, you'll find the high holy days. But tonight is a memorial. We're going to get into it tonight. So these young men, I want y'all to actually listen up, because I'm going to challenge y'all throughout this whole class tonight and challenge y'all to see if y'all actually paying attention. Everybody make good grades in here, right? Hey, what's that Christ? So I said everybody make good grades in here, right? So this is a class about teaching a history. As grown people and adults, this is something that we may not never heard of ever before. We're gonna go into the Bible and we're gonna bring this thing out under the Spirit of Most High in Christ, okay? So with that being said, Quadon, let me get the book of Proverbs, chapter 2, verse 2. We got to start in the book of Proverbs to really understand. We got to look for understanding first. We got to teach what is understanding so our people can understand what is understanding. All right? Come on with it.
Come on. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 2, verse 2. So that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom and apply thine heart to understanding.
Right. So it said, though thou incline thine ear to wisdom and thine heart unto understanding. So we talking about understanding. Understanding comes from where? From wisdom, right? You got wisdom is something that is taught by somebody that may have has some insight that the Lord gives them, right? And what is your heart? What is your heart?
So like you, sir, if I may, it's your mind.
Yeah, it's the way we think, right? You understand? So guess what? If you have wisdom, you're understanding what wisdom is, it also should guide what you think. Right. You understand? If you got wisdom, if you're not doing things that make sense or changing the way that you think, you may not be as wise as you think you are. You understand? This day and age, so many people would be doing things that goes against the Bible, but yet and still they think that they are what? They think that they're wise. They think that they're wise, but I understand. You may think you're wise, but you don't have any understanding of what thus says the Lord. That's right. And we're going to get into it all the way into it tonight. So drop that. Let's go to Proverbs 4 and 7, Quadon. And let's find out what wisdom is. So some of us got the idea that they have wisdom and they know what wisdom is. Well, let's get it out the book of the Lord. Can we get it out of the book of the Lord tonight? We ain't gonna do like the church do it, right? The church said they have wisdom and they do whatever they want to do. That's right. Turn the gain down just a little bit, Bunk. Y'all. Check that good right there. So the church said they have wisdom, but they don't have wisdom according to what?
So like you, sir, the Bible.
Yeah, the Bible. You know, them old wise tales, step on the crack, break your mother back. Them wise tales are rooted in what? Vain deceit. All right. So let's find out what wisdom is according to the Bible. Go ahead and read, brother.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
Right. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get what?
Understanding.
Right. So you can have understanding without what? Wisdom. You understand? So all of us walking around saying that you have understanding, but you don't understand anything. Tonight, we're going to get into understanding what happened to us as a nation of people, so we can be wise about our decision making in today's day. You understand?
Salaki, if I may,
Come on with it, brother.
I got a definition for the word principle.
Please, come on.
It says a fundamental truth or proposition that serves as the foundation.
As the what?
As the foundation.
As the foundation. Come on.
For a system of belief or behavior, or for a chain of reasoning.
Right. For a change of what?
Chain of reasoning.
Reasoning. You understand? So we want to take a look at our community today, right? What would that lead us to think? There is something that we're doing that is not what? Wise.
Right.
And what should also correlate, we're doing a lot of these things because we don't understand certain things about this empire that we live in.
Right.
And we're not trying to change it. We're like kicking the bucket down the road, if I may. You understand? All right, so drop that. Let me get Isaiah 28 and 10. So like, let's go to Psalm first. Psalms 119. Psalms 119. Psalms 119 and 104.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verses 104. Through thy precepts.
Through thy what?
Through thy precepts.
Through thy precepts, right? Read on.
I get understanding.
That's how you get understanding. Through thy what?
Through thy precepts, I get understanding.
Read on.
Therefore, I hate every false way.
So you see what has to happen first, right? You got to get the precepts. Where do you get the precepts from? Right. You get the precepts through the Bible.
That's
right. And without those without those precepts, you won't have understanding. You understand? And guess what? And without those precepts of understanding, guess what we begin to do? We do the exact opposite of hating the things we should hate. So guess what we do as Black, Hispanics, Native Indians? We love those things. We begin to love the things that we should what? Hate. Because we don't have any what? Understanding. Right. There are some things that we do from day to day as Black, Hispanics, Native Indians that are terrible to the Lord, man.
Right.
Absolutely an abomination unto the Lord. Eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, celebrating these holidays. We do those things because we don't have any what? Understanding. You understand?
Right.
We don't understand the precepts. We don't even look for the precepts. But we're going to try to get into it tonight. Give me Isaiah 28 and 10. We're going to get on to the class, Bible Shaw.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 10. For precept must be upon precept.
Precept must be upon what?
Precept.
So what do we find these precepts at?
So I can say in the Bible, sir.
Yeah. So if we're going to have understanding, we have to have what? Knowledge of the Bible. And then if we have a knowledge of the Bible, we're looking for what? The precepts, right? Read on, Quadon.
Come. Precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little.
Right. So what is it saying right here?
So, like, if I may, out of one,
please.
Oh, this is kind of high. I got the Merriam-Webster's definition of precept for those of us that don't understand the King's English.
Let's go.
Precept as a noun, a command or principle intended especially as a general rule of action.
Right.
And they have a secondary definition.
Come on.
An order issued by legally constituted authority to a subordinate official. Salakia.
Most High in Christ. Go ahead. What you got? Come on with it.
If I may, that's pretty heavy. Like, we can't skip over that because it says a subordinate official, right?
Yeah.
So that means that the pastor, he can't even give out these precepts because he's insubordinate to the Most High.
Right.
He don't follow the law, statutes, and
right.
You understand? They getting ready to celebrate Christmas. We celebrating the Lord's Day. You understand?
And they do those things because of what? Lack of what?
Wisdom.
Understanding.
That's right. That's right.
They don't have any understanding about what the Lord asked us to do in the earth because they never been taught. If they haven't come through Commander Jenny Hunter and Isupk, they don't have any what? Understanding about how to live their lives. Right. You look at so many people doing so many things that go against the Lord. It don't even make sense nowadays. Right? Read on, Quadon. That's the end of that.
Verse 10 is the end of that, sir. You want verse 11?
Please, come on.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 11. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people.
Shalaka, drop down to verse 13.
Verse 13. But the word of the Most High.
Do what?
But the word of the Most High.
But the word of the Most High, come on.
Was unto them precept upon precept.
So what must you have first to even have understanding about what you're reading? The word, right? And you can only find the word where? Right here in this Bible. How many of the times you've been around people and they start talking about the Lord this and God that, but it don't never come out of what? It don't come out the Bible.
That's right.
It don't come out of these what? Precepts. A lot of people just doing a lot of talking and talking about what feels good to them. You understand?
Right.
They're not talking about the precepts of the Lord. They're not talking about his what? Word, right? Read on, Quadon.
But the word of the Lord was unto to them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line.
Right.
Line upon line.
Right.
Here a little and there a little.
Drop that. Go to 34 and 16. Let's see if it changes any. 34 and 16. I'm just going through these, Baba Kashaw, so that way we can rock this thing on in properly. So when we get to use the word of the Lord in here tonight, it's gonna line up perfectly with understanding, with just understanding of what and why this is so important today in the earth. You understand? Right. Why these candles are lit right here today, right? Anybody know what this is right here? It's not just a menorah, you know what I'm saying? A menorah, you understand? Back in the day, see, look around, everybody look around. Look at that light right there beside you. Y'all see that light right there? See, we like those things now. But thousands of years ago, they didn't have those. You know what they relied on? They relied on these. You understand? These was our primary sources of light after the sun went down. This was very important on how we live. You understand? And tonight we're gonna get into a very deep understanding of why we should always remember the Feast of Dedication. You understand? Read on. What you got, Quadon? 34
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 16.
This is what we must do first to find understanding in this earth and with all the things that we do from day to day. Everybody ready for the key, right? I'm about to give y'all the key to it. Y'all ready? You sure? All right, here go the key to understanding. Come on, read it, Quadon.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Most High and read.
And do what?
And read.
Oh, my goodness. So if you're looking for understanding, you have to do what first?
Read.
You got to read. You can't just read any book. What book you have to read? The Bible, right? Read on.
No one of these shall fail.
No one of what?
No one of these shall fail.
Go ahead.
None shall want her mate. For my mouth it had commanded, and his spirit it had gathered them.
Right. So everything that we do, everything that's in these Bible, if you seek it and you read this and you have somewhat understanding, it won't fail you. It won't fail you at all. All right. Let's go 1 John 2 and 6.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 6.
Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Make sure everybody settle. Okay. Come on, Quadon.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 2, verse 6. He that said he abided in him ought himself also so to walk.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
That's a lock if I may.
Please.
That's a Negro talking. He said, you better not, say, I walk it like I talk it. You understand?
Right.
Don't just sit here and just be about it or say it. Be about it. You understand?
Right.
We're about that action. So lock you.
See, a lot of people say they about this work, but to be about this work, you have to do what? You have to be like who? Come, get a sister a hand. Most High in Christ. Get a sister a hand. Most High in Christ. That was Tawad. So to be like our king and walk that walk, you can't be celebrating Christmas. Right. Christ didn't celebrate Christmas. Right. You can't be celebrating Thanksgiving. Yahweh didn't celebrate Thanksgiving. That's right. All these things we talking about that you love the Lord and you about this and that, but you doing the exact opposite of everything thus says the Lord. Right. You understand? What you got? Read that again.
Hachaanakah is the book of 1 John chapter 2 verse 6. He that said he abided.
Hold on for a second. Slocky. Young men, y'all go grab your food. Hurry up. Hurry up. Let's go. Yeah, doing too much moving around here. Y'all, a lot of distractions right now. The water. Read it again, Kodon.
Hachaanakah is the book of 1 John chapter 2 verse 6. Mm-hmm. He that said he abided in him ought himself also so to walk.
Right. You just can't talk him. You understand? You have to be about that action. You can't just say you love the Lord. There are some things that has to follow you saying that you love the Most High. Right. It can't be about lip service. You understand? Right. They used to say this all the time. There's a parable that they say moving lips lie. You ever heard that before? You ever heard that one? Say moving lips lie. So you have to be about your actions. You can't just talk. All right. You have to be about the work that you're doing. All right. Drop that, Kodon. Let me go to John 10 and 22. I know I'm jumping around a little bit.
I'm with you.
Okay.
This is the book of John, chapter 10, verse 22.
Hold tight. I see you definitely with me.
I'm with you. Let's get
you are definitely with me.
What's that?
Yeah, I ain't done. You see what he's doing, don't you? Oh. Hold on, let me look at it first. Let me make sure I'm looking at where I want to go with this thing. All right, so let's go. So we just said, well, you can't just talk about it. Right. You got to actually do the work, right? So let's find out one of the things that our king did when we talk about doing this work. Everybody ready for it? Read.
Hachaanakah, the book of John, chapter 10, verse 22.
Come on.
And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication. And it was winter.
Right. It was what?
Winter.
Right. So you know, what this is about real? This is about our Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
He did this in the winter. You know what you don't see right here? You don't see Christmas right here. You don't see Happy New Year's right here. You don't see Thanksgiving right here. Read that again.
Hachaanakah, that's the book of John, chapter 10, verse 22. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication.
The feast of dedication. This is something that we've always done as Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's right. The problem is we're so removed from our culture that we don't even know it. We don't even know why we're doing the things that we're doing in the earth. We're just following after the oppressor. But if you begin to read the Bible, you have more what? Understanding about what you do from day to day. That's right. And to get that understanding, you have to have what? Precepts. Right. Precept must be upon precept. You can't just rely on your own understanding. You just can't think whatever that you're thinking in your brain is the right thing to do just because you feel that way. Right. That's not a good way, a good measuring stick on how you should live life. You understand? The life that we're supposed to live is coming out of this book. Right. How we're supposed to treat each other is coming out of this book. How we're supposed to love one another is come out of this book. If you have a problem with someone, how to fix that problem is coming out of this book. Not, well, I feel, or what I think. Right. Who says that? That what a good Christian would say. That's right. They say it every Sunday. And Christians are so divisive about everything that they do from day to day. How many denominations are there in a Christian church? Huh?
It's over 42,000 globally.
Over 42. How many?
42,000 globally.
I ain't never been good at math, but that's bigger than 10. I do know that. So with that being said, they're not walking after Christ. Right. And neither do they have understanding. Your Christian pastor will open up that book, read John 3:16 year after year after year, and close that Bible, and everybody will leave with no understanding. Not here in Isupk. This is a school. You come here to learn how to read the Bible. Now, once you are taught what you do with it, it's on you. That's a good thing about this, right? After you learn what you're supposed to learn, ain't nobody here gonna hold your hand.
Right.
We hold each other accountable, but we're not gonna hold your hand. You understand? You're an adult. We treat men like men and women like women. You're not little babies. The world would treat women like babies, like they're like if they make a mistake, it's okay. Not in here. If you make a mistake, you're accountable for it.
That's right.
All right. What we going? All right. So we did this. Let's go to Revelation 1:1, Baba Kashaw. I'm running, Quadam. You know, I'm running, trying to get through it tonight.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Yahushua Mashiach, which the Most High gave unto him, to show unto his servants.
To show unto who?
His servants.
To show unto who?
His servants.
The whole world.
His servants.
Everybody.
His servants.
The Chinaman.
His servants.
The African.
His servants.
Man, he gave it to his servants, right?
That's right.
So the only question that we stuck with to have some understanding, who are the Lord's chosen, man? Right. Let's find out who the Lord's servants are. Isaiah 44:21. Most High in Christ.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 44, verse 21.
And we talking about what we about to talk about?
His servants.
And these are called what? Precepts, right?
That's right.
So we're going to prove who are the Lord's servants.
Right.
If you go into the Christian church, they say everybody's the Lord's servants. Right. But everybody does whatever the world they want to. How can you be the Lord's servant if you're doing whatever you want to do?
Right.
That don't mean tell me, did that make any sense? To be a servant of something, that means you abide by it, right? That means you're sticking to it. You're not looking for wiggle room or trying to make an adjustment. You're doing what you're asked to do as a what? Servant, right? So let's find out who are the Lord's servant, because it cannot be this earth that we're living in, because nobody seems to do a daggone thing that the Lord says.
Right.
Everybody's after their own strange imagination and their own lust, right?
Right.
So let's find out who the Lord's servants are. Read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 44, verse 21.
Come on.
Remember these, O Jacob and Israel.
Remember what?
These.
Remember these. Come on.
O Jacob and Israel.
O Jacob and who?
Israel.
O Jacob and who?
Israel.
That's why we say we're what? Israelites. You understand?
That's right.
These things are specifically designed and talking directly to the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indians who are Israelites according to the Bible.
Right.
Not African Americans, right? Not all the names that they call us in the earth. Jacob and who again, Quadam?
And Israel.
Read on.
For thou art my servant.
For they are who?
My servant.
So who are the Lord's servant?
Is Jacob and Israel.
Uh-oh. Anybody know that? Did anybody know that?
Come on, sir.
Most High in Christ. That's the end of that?
Sir.
Read on,
it
please.
It says, I have formed thee. Thou art my servant.
They are who?
I have formed thee. Thou art my servant.
So as Black, Hispanic, Native Indians, we are servants of the Lord.
Right.
Right.
So what does that mean, essentially? What does that mean, Akim?
So, sir, if I may, when it comes to a servant, you understand, he's a follower of someone that's higher up of him, a hierarchy.
Right.
So like he says, we know who we serve is the Most High power. So again, like it says, with Jacob and Israel, we are the Lord's servant, man, just like you just brought out.
Right. Most High in Christ. So let's go to Revelation 1:13, Bob Krishaw.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 1, verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
Hold on. In the midst of what?
The 7 candlesticks.
In the midst of the 7 candlesticks. What is everybody else doing in the earth? How many candlesticks did the so-called Jewish man have?
9.
He has 9 candlesticks. Yeah, so you come on, Ayathan. I can hear you, brother. It's 12.
Being servants on the Most High, that means that you have a job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like You ain't no servant that just have free will to do whatever work when you want to work, make your own rules, your own laws. That ain't being a servant.
Right.
A servant has things that they supposed to do. Servant has responsibilities.
Right.
They have a place to be, a time to be there.
Right.
They have a way to act.
Right.
And, carry themselves because as that servant, you represent that person that's over you.
Absolutely. Come on. A servant is someone who is accountable. You understand? Like you're a direct reflection of the person that you're serving. You understand?
Right.
So what do so-called Black Hispanics and Native Indian, who do we supposed to be representing? How should our inward and outward treatment of each other should be? It should be according to the Lord.
Right.
Not how we feel. Not whatever you think is right. Because if you do that, it shows that you don't have any what? Understanding.
That's right.
All right. Read that verse again, Quadon.
Come. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 1, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot.
So I went into that to talk about how important these 7 candlesticks are.
Right.
Y'all know what the 7 candlesticks represent? What's that? It's the 7 churches of Asia Minor. You understand? That's what it represents. All right. Most High in Christ. So let's get it. So we about to dig a little bit now, Quadon. You with me?
I'm with you, Otherwise. Let's get it.
Everybody good? Everybody got food, right? All right. The sisters getting something to eat. And a lot of noise. All right. So let's go to this book of Daniel. So we're gonna get into it.
Come. Which chapter and verse, sir?
Let's chapter 8, verse 1.
Come.
Hold on, let me get that with you.
Most High in Christ.
He beginning, Quadon. I mean, Ayathan. I like to when you read, and I like to read out the Bible. Ain't nothing wrong with brother. Like nowadays, a lot of we all tap into the phone. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get on their phone and they stroll through and look. I like to look at the Bible because sometimes you may miss something.
Right.
I'm gonna go 8 and 1. All right, so who was Daniel? Anybody know who Daniel was according to the scriptures? Right, Daniel was a prophet, okay? Right. So, hey Google, when was the book of Daniel written?
Sorry, I didn't understand, but I found something similar. Do you want to know when was the book of Daniel released?
No. Hey Google, what year was the book of Daniel written in the Bible?
164 BC.
On
the website pbs.org, they say, we know quite a lot about how the book of Daniel came to be written. It was written about 164 BC, probably by several authors.
Yeah,
The background was what was known as the Antiochian persecution of the Jews.
What else we going? All right, stop, Google. Stop. Cut it out. So now we know this book is real. And it was written, this book of Daniel was written way before Yahawashi King, right? So now we know that Daniel was a prophet. But let's get it out the Bible. Let's go. Book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 1.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 1.
Before we get started, anybody know which captivity we was in as up under Daniel? Anybody know that captivity? Anybody?
Salagi, so we was under Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonian captivity.
The Persian and the Medes.
Okay, come.
Persian and the Medes. Anybody know who the modern day Persians are? Come on.
Iran.
Iranian, come. Give them a hand, y'all. Most High in Christ. All right. So let's go ahead and read this thing. So we understand that back then the Persian and Mede we was up under them in captivity, okay?
Right.
All right, so this is gonna set the stage for the book of Daniel. All right, read.
Khan is the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 1. In the 3rd year of the reign of King Belshazzar, a vision appeared unto me.
Hey, what?
A vision appeared unto me.
Now, why? Go ahead.
Come. Even unto me, Daniel.
Even unto me, Daniel, right? So what is being said here? Kodak Kodam, go to Amos 3 and 7.
Come.
Daniel's having this vision for one reason and one reason only. Read.
Come. This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Surely the Most High Power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets.
He does what?
Revealeth his secrets.
He revealeth his secrets. Come on.
Unto his servants.
Unto his who?
His servants.
Black Hispanics and Native Indians.
That's right.
So anybody come to you that is not in this Bible as an Israelite, they're not coming to you as a prophet, or they know the secrets of the Bible. They're coming to you as a thief. Right. They're coming to you as a liar or a deceiver, because they don't have the secrets. Because the Bible says what? Read that again.
Come. The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Most High Power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
Unto his servants, the prophets. As Black Hispanics, Native Indians, the Lord only deals with us. You understand? Right. And in this school, the Lord deals with Commander General Hunter as a prophet, and that's how we move. You understand?
That's right.
Go back to Daniel.
The book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 1.
Verse 2. Come on.
Oh, verse 2. Mm-hmm. And I saw a vision, and it came to pass.
Now, this was a vision that Daniel had that came to pass, right? That the Lord is allowing to happen because Daniel was a what? A servant of the Lord, right? Read on.
Come. That I was at Shuzan in the palace, which is in the province of Elam.
All right. So Daniel having this vision. Anybody ever had a vision before? Okay. But what happened is, just think of you're seeing something, right? You're walking, you're able to look up and you're seeing something, you're experiencing something, right? And you see it plain as day. Read on.
Come. And I saw in a vision, and I was by the river of Ulai.
Come on.
Verse 3. Then I lifted up mine eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram, which had two horns. And the two horns were high, but one was higher than the other.
Okay.
And the higher came up, so like it came up last.
Right. So in your mind, you'd be looking at something like that as a vision. You'd be like, what in the world is going on? Imagine having a vision like that. You're like, man, what? And you only stuck with one thing. What does all this what mean? Right? Read on, Kodam.
Come. Verse 4. I saw the ram pushing westward.
Now I saw this ram pushing westward. Come on.
And northward.
Come on.
And southward. So that no beast might stand before him. Neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand. But he did according to his will and became great.
So what is this saying about this ram? Let me see if anybody have any understanding. What is being said about this ram? It told you in the verse at the end of it, but can you visualize it? Imagine seeing a ram, right? And he's pushing what? Southward. What else? Westward. He pushing strong in every direction. There's nothing coming up against this ram. And because there's nothing coming up against this ram becomes what? Great, right? He began to rule over. I ain't gonna go there just yet. I'm gonna keep it all the way down. Just think of a strong ram, if I may. You understand? Read on, Kodon.
Come. Verse 5. And I was considering, behold. So like, and as I was considering,
and that's what he was saying. As Black Hispanic, you know what I mean? And as I was considering, I was trying to figure out what this meant. You know what I'm saying? You seeing this vision, you like, man, I'm trying to consider this. All right, read on.
Come, sir. And as I was considering, behold, and he goat came from the west of the face.
As he was trying to figure out what did it mean, a what?
And he goat came from the west of the face. It's like a west on the face of the whole earth.
Okay.
And touched not the ground.
All right.
And the goat had a notable horn between his eyes.
And this goat had a notable horn between his eyes, right? So, yeah. So we got a ram. Anybody ever a ram and a goat? Yeah. Anybody seen the difference? A ram is what? Considered to be big, right? But a goat is considered to be what? Yeah, there you go. Most High in Christ. All right, read on.
Hachaanakah, verse 6. And he came to the ram that had 2 horns, which I seen standing before the river.
Right. So this goat came before the ram. Imagine that. Imagine that showdown. Right. Imagine a ram and a goat. That's like Ayathan car in my truck. They're both trucks, of course, right? But you see the wheels on his truck. You think I stand a chance? I better move out the way in him. I better put my signal light and just go on about my business, right? So this is a ram and a goat, right? Read on, Kodon.
Hachaanakah. I seen, Salaki, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power.
Right. So who ran into who?
The Salaki says the ram ran into the goat.
The ram ran into the goat. You sure? Well, let's find out. Read on. Read verse 7.
All right, Hachaanakah, sir.
I'm gonna see if you still think that. Come on.
All right, Hachaanakah. Verse 7. And I saw him come close unto the ram.
And you saw who come close to the ram?
The goat.
The goat, right? Come on.
It's the like. And he was moved with choler against him.
Come on.
And smote the ram.
And the goat did what?
And smote the ram.
And the goat did what?
And smote the ram.
Uh-oh. That's something going on here.
Right.
We got to find out, what does all this mean? We got to consider what this vision was, okay? So to find out what this vision is, we got to use what to find out what this vision was?
Precept upon precept.
Precept. Give him a hand, y'all. You understand? He saw what he didn't do. He didn't make up something in his head.
Right.
And say, oh, this is what the ram means. Right. You know what I'm saying? Come on with it, brother.
If I could, I'd want the word choler in the scriptures. It says, so like, I ain't gonna try. It's anger.
Okay.
He was very mad.
Yeah.
So like,
anger. So we about to talk about something now and then. So we're gonna use these precepts and break down and see what this all mean. Okay. Read on.
Hachaanakah.
Verse 20.
Verse 20 of
8.
Hachaanakah. The book of Daniel chapter 8, verse 20.
Come on.
The ram which thou sawest having 2 horns are the kings of Media and Persia.
So if y'all know anything about Media and Persia, this was a really great nation. You understand? These people were they ruled the earth at the time. Xerxes and all those. Y'all remember those stories? So they ruled the earth. You want to know why they ruled the earth? Because they had us in the captivity. You understand?
That's right.
Any nation that has Black, Hispanics, Native Indian in captivity, you're gonna be on top. You know what I'm saying? If you got us making your buildings, playing your sports, cooking your food, running your businesses, doing all your manual labor, your thinking for you, guess what? You're gonna be on top.
Right.
Think about all the contributors that we've had to this empire, all the contribution that we've given as Black, Hispanics, Native Indians. Right. We make this thing go.
That's right.
I don't give a damn what you say. That supervisor, he only a supervisor based on the work that you're doing.
That's right.
Huh? Think about your output at work. He's there to manage to make sure you keep doing what you're doing. Right. Ain't that something? He wouldn't have a job if you wasn't there to do what you're doing. Right. That don't even make sense. The CEOs of a company, they may have the capital, but the CEOs aren't the ones doing the work, are they? The CEOs aren't the ones that are doing all the putting together these parts. I see my Isupk brothers, I promise you, I seen them take a roof off a house and put it on the same day. Right. And what I also notice is, even though they're constructing all these buildings, all these homes, guess what? They still get treated like they're not the ones doing the work. You understand? Right. We have a mission going up this weekend to support our brothers and sisters. You understand? Yeah, we can get the Lord a better hand than that. Come on, y'all. Y'all tripping. So we think about Issachar and the contribution that they've given to the earth. Why do they do it? They want a better life for their families too, don't they? The same thing like all the servants of the Lord want, man. We really want to be family if you just leave us alone. Huh? Read, Quadon. Come on, verse 20. I'm gonna try to stay on task.
No, most times that's good. The book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 20. The ram which sawest have the ram which thou sawest having two horns are the king of Persia and Media.
Right, the Media and Persian Empire, right? This was the ram. It was a large, yeah, and y'all remember what this ram was doing, right? This ram was taking over territory in the south, north, east, and west, right? Read verse 21.
Verse 21. And the rough goat.
And the what?
The rough goat.
And the rough goat, come on.
Is the king of Grecia.
Which was who? The Greeks.
Alexander, Greeks.
Right. So we talking about Grecia. It's a way of saying it. Come on, it's Greek. You understand? The Greeks, Salaki. It won't come to. It'll come to me later on.
And the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king.
And that great horn that was between his eyes was the first king. Now we about to give an understanding about what all this means. Right? So let me see what I want to go to. I got it in my notes. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 8 and 1.
Come.
Salakia. No. Don't go there yet. First Maccabees 1 and 1. Let's find out who this was. I deal with that apocrypha. You on point with it though. I don't want to go there yet because I don't want to confuse everybody.
This is the book of the first Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1.
Come on.
And it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim.
See, look, there you go, Kawal. Read that again.
The book of the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. And it came to pass after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, has smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes,
right?
That he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
The first over Greece. So what did it just prove?
So like you said, it just showed you who the first king was.
It showed you who the first king was. So what we call this, if you have some understanding?
So like I said, a prophecy.
A precept.
So like
not only is it a precept, and it was a prophecy by who?
Daniel, sir.
That was given how long ago?
What is that, 120 BC?
Damn near 300 years, way before this even came to pass.
Right.
That's cold, huh?
Right.
That's cold to me. That's cold to me. I don't know if y'all paying attention to class, but I'm just saying, if you're paying attention, that happened to be cold. Daniel had a vision about this a long time before it even come to pass. But that vision was about the shifting of power that was going to take place. All right. So we're going back to, let's go to Dan. What was that, Quadon?
We finished off in Daniel, the 21st chapter, 8 and 21 out of 1.
So, okay, so let's go to Ecclesiastes 8 and 1. Eight and 1. Come on.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 1. Who is as the wise man? And who knoweth the interpretation of a thing?
Right.
A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine.
Right. So we got to understand all this is the interpretation, right? And it's not our own private interpretation. We got this out of the Bible using what? Precepts. This is something that your Christian pastor would never do. You understand? We just gave y'all a quick history lesson based on Daniel about the Persian and Mede Empire, even all the way up to the Greeks.
Right.
And you've never heard this before in your life. You've been going to school all your life and never even heard of it. Anybody ever heard of Alexander the Great? Everybody heard of Alexander the Great? But did anybody ever know the history of Alexander the Great? And how it all started? Don't nobody really teach you that. Come on, Quadon. Let's go. Read verse 8 and 21 again, Bob Shaw.
Khan. The book of
Daniel. I'm sorry.
Khan.
Salaki, brother.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
And the rough goat is the king of Grecia, and the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king.
So who was the first king again?
Salaki, sir.
Who's the first king?
What it says, Darius, Salaki, Greece.
Yes, the first king of Greece again.
Says, Salaki, has smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that had reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
Who what was his name?
Oh, Alexander, the son of Philip.
Right, Alexander, right?
Khan.
You know, Alexander went into, and y'all ever heard of Alexandria Library and all those things like that? Anybody ever heard of those? So he went in, he taking records everywhere, right? So, but he also killed the Persian Empire leader, which was
right.
Darius
or Xerxes.
There you go.
Come.
There you go. So, all right. So, boom, we good. So we know who's in charge right now, or who's trying to be in charge right now. Alexander, right? All right. So let's go to First Maccabees 1 and 2.
Come, the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 2.
Come on.
And made many wars and won many strongholds.
Hold on. What did he do?
And made many wars.
This man made many wars and many strongholds. Come on.
And won many strongholds.
Right.
And slew the kings of the earth.
He did what?
Slew the kings of the earth.
Now, y'all know Alexander the Great was a bad man. To be called Alexander the Great, you have to be a bad man.
Right.
And he slew the kings of what? Of the earth, right? Read on.
Verse 3. And went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations.
So this brother, this man went through many nations and took spoils. What did it mean to take spoils?
Come on, like to take the belongings of other nations,
the nice things.
Come.
Right? The gold, to the rob, to loot and plunder. You know what I'm saying? This is what he did. He was known for this, right? Read on.
Khan, sir. And so much that the earth was quiet before him.
Right. Now everything he do make noise, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Read on, Quadon.
Khan, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. Verse 4.
Go ahead.
And he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations and kings, who became tributaries unto him.
Come on.
Verse 5. And after these things he fell sick.
So he done gathered all these things, and guess what? The Lord still got him up out of here.
That's
right. He still fell sick. Read on.
Khan. And perceived that he should die.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable.
Now before he passed away, he called his servants, right? Read on.
Such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them.
Right. Go ahead.
While he was yet alive.
So he did this thing while he was yet alive. Right. So if they came up under him, what does this mean?
So like I said, that means that they're going to take on after, basically like you brought up earlier, they was his servants. So they're going to follow right after the man that they were serving. They're going to do the things that he taught them to do.
They are. Not only they're going to do the thing they taught them, they're going to be just like him. That's right. You understand? That's right. What verse is that, Quadon? 6.
We just finished verse 6, sir.
Read verse 7.
Khan. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
So he died young. You know what I'm saying? With all that power, all that conquest, and all those things that he did, he still died young, right? Read on.
Verse 8. And his servants bear rule, every one in his place. Verse 9. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves.
Okay.
So did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth.
What was multiplied in the earth?
Evils were multiplied in the earth.
This evil was multiplied in the earth under the who rule?
Alexander the Greek, sir.
So in the Apocrypha, let me get the prayer of Azariah. The water, come on. Yep. 1 and 9. So we're gonna talk about who this is in this spirit right here, right? Read.
It's the prayer of Azariah 1 and verse 9. And thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies.
The lawless who?
Enemies.
Who the hands we was in? We was in the Grecian hands, right?
Right.
Like we were in the Mede and Persian Empire. Now we know the Mede and Persian Empire fell. Now we on the who? The Greeks. Now he delivered us in the who? Read that again, Quadon.
And thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies.
Lawless, not, does it say friends?
Lawless enemies.
I thought we was all one nation.
Enemies.
I thought there was no enemies on the earth.
Lawless enemies.
I thought we was all friends at some point.
Lawless enemies.
The Bible says lawless enemies.
That's right.
So you have friends and you have enemies. I take that back. So like you have brothers and sisters.
Right.
And you have enemies according
right.
to the Bible. And not only are they your enemies, they are what?
Lawless
They're
enemies.
lawless enemies, right? Read on. That's the end of that.
Sir. Most hateful.
The what?
Most hateful.
The most hateful. Read on.
Forsakers of God.
Now, who would that be? Jinkies. Who would that be?
So the forsakers of God is everybody that's not in the Isupk.
Yeah, up on that we're doing just like who? The Greeks.
The Greeks,
right? The Grecians, right? Read on.
And to an unjust king.
An unjust king. Now, what was this unjust king name again?
Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great. You understand? Drop that. Let me get Job 9 and 24.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24.
Come on.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
This earth is given to the hand of what?
The wicked.
The wicked. Come on.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
This is what they've always done. And we're going to get into these scriptures to prove it tonight. You understand? Right. Using what, Quadon?
Precept upon precept.
So that way we can have what, Quadon?
Understanding.
Most High in Christ.
Yeah,
give him my hand.
Yeah, right.
Let's go back to the book of Daniel 8 and 22.
This is the book of Daniel. It's the book of Daniel.
I got him.
Right. Chapter 8, verse 22.
Right.
Now that being broken, whereas 4 stood up for it.
Now, after this kingdom was broken, after Alexander the Great died, he had 4 generals that stood up in this place, right? Kowal, can you Google the 4 generals that Alexander gave his power to? Ptolemy, Seleucus, yeah, and who are the other 2? Come, give it to me in a minute, Kowal. I'm gonna keep going. I want to slow this thing down. Come on, Kodon. Read verse 23.
The book of Daniel chapter.
Hold on, stop. Hold on. Come on. Hold on, stop. Now check this out. We're reading out of the Bible. Y'all understand this, right? Everybody reading the Bible? You got it on your phone? You got it? You got it? What are you reading? You got it on your phone? We're reading out the Bible. Kowal, what are you reading, brother? That's Google, right? That's Google. You tell me this Bible ain't real. You tell me what are you doing with your time? You tell me what sacrifices are you making? Are you reading this book for what, Quadon? Understanding? Or are you following whatever you think is right?
Right.
Now, we can go to the Bible and pull these precepts, and I just ask Kowal a Googleable, is it Googleable? Can I say that word? A Googleable question, right? And Kowal, what did you find the answer at, brother? On Google, right? Those 4 kings were who again? I mean, those 4 generals? I'm sorry. Salakia. Uh-oh. Is that's in history, right? Did I write that down? Hold on. Somebody else use their phone. I know Kowal is the officer of 1,000. You understand? Somebody may be like, y'all probably playing that. Somebody else Google it for me, and I'm gonna come back with you, see if you come up with a different answer. Yes. Come. Hold on, y'all listen. Most current Christ. All right, we good. All right, so let's get into the story. All right. Let's read verse 8 and 23, Quadon.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 23.
Uh-huh.
And in the latter time of the kingdom, Salaki, so I never finished 24, sir. 22.
Salaki, go ahead and read 22.
All right, It says, now that being broken, whereas 4 stood up for it, 4 kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, but not in his power.
Right, come on.
Verse 23. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full of a king of fierce countenance, and understanding dark sentences shall stand up.
Now in this time, that was a king that had a dark countenance that stood up out of all the other kings, right? All the other generals, if I may. Right. And we about to get into understanding who this general was. I think his name was Antiochus.
Antiochus, sir.
Yeah.
Come.
So let's go to the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 20.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 20. And after that,
hold on.
You tried to get one over on me earlier. I had to get back.
I understand. 1 and 20, right?
Come, sir.
Oh yeah, we're gonna roll through it, and maybe it'll make sense to everybody. Yeah, you reading it already, huh?
Go.
1 and
20, other one.
Nah, we'll start at 1 and 10. So like,
all right,
come on.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 10. And
see,
there
hold
came.
On, I had to put these glasses on, and I couldn't put my cool shades on. I wanted to put my cool shades on, but I know I wouldn't be able to see a word on this piece of paper. Come on with it, Kodon.
Go. And there came out of them a wicked root.
Came out of who?
Them a wicked root.
Now we know this about Esau everywhere they go, right?
Right.
They are wicked all the way down to the what?
The roots.
To the roots. To the roots. You understand? All right, come on.
Go.
What's his name?
Antiochus.
There you go. Come on.
Surnamed Epiphanes. Son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome. And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Right. Kawal, didn't we just look this dude up? We looked him up, not just in the Bible, just in Googleable history, right? Read on.
Verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many.
Hold on, Salaki. So in those days, what came out of Israel?
Went out of Israel wicked men.
Right. Come on.
Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us.
Right. So what is this saying? These wicked bastards didn't even try to what? They didn't even try to fight. They didn't even try to go against what was coming against them, right? Because they had heard how vile and disgusting Antiochus was. Right. They was afraid already, right? How many Black, Hispanics, Native Indian are afraid today of things that they see? So guess what they try to go out and do? They try to make a covenant with the oppressor, but not knowing you can't make a deal with a used car salesman. He'll say you snake oil all day. Right. Read on.
Sir. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Oh, so like verse 12. So this device pleased them well. Verse 13. Then certain of the people were so forward herein.
Salah, drop down to verse 20. I'm gonna try to speed out through it. Okay.
Verse 20. And after that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt. He returned again in the 140 and third year,
Okay.
and went up against Israel.
He
and
went
Jerusalem.
up against who?
Israel.
He
and
went up
Jerusalem.
against who?
Israel.
He went up against Israel. Come on.
And Jerusalem.
Uh-huh.
With a great multitude.
Go ahead.
Verse 21.
So even though they tried to join hands with him and try to make what? Friends, did it matter? Read on.
Hachaanakah, verse 21. And entered proudly.
He did what?
Entered proudly.
Now, who did this sound like?
The oppressor, the devil, the Bible speaks of.
Yeah, he's so proud. How can you enter in somebody's home so proudly, man? Ain't that something? That's the devil that we're dealing with. Read on.
Hachaanakah. And entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light and all the vessels therein.
Hold on.
Thereof. So like
you read that way too fast. He did what first?
Hachaanakah. And entered in proudly.
Imagine somebody coming into this school, right? Imagine an enemy. Everybody know who our enemies are in this school, right? That's right. Everybody know if you're not Israel, we consider you to be an enemy. Right. All right. If you come into this school and they did what, Kodon? Hold on.
Entered proudly.
Let me give y'all. Let me give y'all a thought. Let's say George Bush. George Bush walked through those doors, Lord forbid, and did what? Come on, Kodon.
And entered proudly.
He enters into the school proudly. Read on.
Hachaanakah. Into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar.
So he takes away the altar that we got this podium on. Read on.
And the candlestick of light.
And this candlestick that we got blazing right here. Read on.
And the vessels, like in all the vessels thereof.
And do what? Not some of them.
And all the vessels.
Think about all these nice things that these brothers and sisters have brought into the school. They take all of this off this table. Read on.
All the vessels thereof. Verse 22. And the table of the showbread and the pouring vessels and the vials.
And the tables of the showbread. Sister Yakara makes some banging showbread.
That's
and we put it right here, right? Now, what if we had an oppressor come in here and take this thing that this sister worked so very hard to put in this school for the brothers in here? No respect for what we have going on at all.
Right.
Right? Read on.
Hachaanakah, verse 22. And the vials, and the pouring vessels and the vials.
Come on.
And the censers of gold. And the veil and the crowns and the gold ornaments that were before the temple.
Right. All these things we had as a nation of people. You know, Israel, I know our sisters love to dress their houses up. Israelite sisters, they got, I seen a sister put curtains on top of curtains. I never understood that. I ain't playing. You ever seen that? They got towels in the bathroom you can't even use.
Right.
The thing that's on the wall, those are not used for your hands. Now you gotta. What is right here? Why can't I use it?
Right.
Y'all know what I'm talking about? They got decorative soap. They got things that you're supposed to put hand soap in that they don't put hand soap in. Anybody know what I'm talking about? In the back, you know. Yeah, sisters don't do that. They don't do that no more. Okay, I'm just making sure. That's us as a nation of people. We like to have nice things around us. You understand? We like shiny things. We like gold things. We like things that look good.
That's right.
Right? Come on.
All which he poured off. Verse 23. He took also the silver and gold.
He did what?
Took also the silver and gold.
Come on.
And the precious vessels.
And
also he took the hidden treasures which he found.
Come on, man.
Verse 24.
So this bastard here was, I thought he was cold, man. He didn't care at all. Read on.
Verse 24. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land.
He did what?
As when he taken away, he went into his own land.
He took all of that and then went into his own land. Come on.
Having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly.
Right. He made a great massacre of what he did, man. A great massacre. You understand what I'm saying? Not something small. There was something great.
Right.
And after he had done it, he began to what? He just spoke loudly about it. Proud.
Right.
Just proud, man. No remorse at all, right? Read on.
Verse 25. Therefore was great mourning in Israel.
Uh-oh. When will we be mourning? If you see things like that happen to your temple in this school, Lord forbid something like that happen, some proud bastard come in here and take everything that we work for, how are you going to feel?
Pissed the hell off.
How you going to feel?
Or mourning like this.
What you going to be thinking about? You're going to be hurt, man. Because all of us done put a great deal into this building that we have here, man. Every last brother and sister in here means a lot to be here today. And we put a great deal in here, then for somebody to come in and take it all. And not only do they take it all, they unalive our brothers and sisters. And we get a chance to see it. How would you be messed up in the? Come on, man. Read on.
Come. In every place where they were. Verse 26. So that the princes and elders mourned, the virgins and young men were made feeble.
Oh my goodness.
And the
man.
beauty of women was changed.
Think about that. Think about all the beautiful, strong men in here, strong young men. And then they come in and do all type of evilness to these young brothers and these young sisters. So much that they can't do everybody. What the hell, the feeble position? Y'all ever heard of that? You can't do nothing but curl up because you're in such pain and anguish. You understand? That's what this devil did when he came into Jerusalem, to the nation of Israel. You understand? And not only that, he took the menorah. You understand? Drop down to verse 41, Kodon.
Come, verse 41. Moreover,
definition of Hellenization.
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. Verse 42.
Stop. What does this mean? Anybody ever heard this before? We all one people.
Salagi, sir. We hear it now today. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Has it changed?
Ah, sir.
Has it changed? Think about the things that we've done, we've been through as a nation of people. We've been persecuted just like this. All our communities, all our neighborhoods, all of our education, we've been robbed of everything that you can think of in the earth. That's right. That's why we don't have an identity as a nation of people. We walk around and call our names become whatever that they want to call us. You understand? Not according to the Lord's word. They was able to keep their names, Kawal. That's why we can look in Antiochus and Google it and find it. That's right. Why we can't find our brothers' names in out here in the earth? We stuck with Williams. We stuck with Johnson, Jackson, Smith, Lopez, Rodriguez, Roberto, Paul. We stuck with all these names because we don't know who we are. That's right. But they have their history and they hide our history. You understand? So we have to do what? We have to seek for understanding of these things, man. Read that verse again, Kodon. 41.
Come. This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom, to all should be one.
Right. So this was a decree that he put out that we all should be one. Now we're about to find out what he did and how we lost our identity and what they put in place to make sure we could not find it. All right, so somebody look up the word Hellenization. You got it, Bunker, y'all? Come on.
This is according to pbs.org. Hellenization or Hellenism refers to the spread of Greek culture.
The spread of what?
Greek culture.
Now we're gonna keep our Israelite culture, even though we were destroyed. The spreading of what?
Greek culture.
Greek culture. Can somebody explain to me what is Greek culture? Greek culture is the serving the stars and the moons. All these what you call them? All these gods, all these what's the Greek god? Zeus, Ares, all this mythos, Greek mythology. That's the word I'm looking for. Right. Yeah, this is what they want you to believe in. See, we had a God to serve, you understand? Right. But because we failed, he wants us to be like them. Read on. Oh, come on, Bunk, y'all. The spread of what culture?
The spread of Greek culture.
Not our culture.
Greek culture.
Of Greek culture. Read on.
That had begun after the conquest of Alexander the Great in
Uh-oh.
the 4th century BCE.
Now, somebody tell me that's not the Bible, is it?
This is pbs.org, sir.
That's the pbs.org. Why are we looking in the Bible and able to find this history in the Bible? Because the Bible is real.
That's right.
But your pastor been lying to you.
That's right.
You're right. He tell you all type of lies and take your goddamn money and don't teach you nothing about this Bible. Don't worry, we will. We'll teach you. If I see you all day till I turn blue in the goddamn face, I'm gonna teach you just as much as I can. It's gonna be hard for me to turn blue. I'm pretty dark, ain't already, boy.
Sure.
We'll be in trouble. Hey, you want to see her?
Good night.
Okay, Most High Christ. But we talking about the history that brother just read it just off of history.org.
Right.
And you can look it in the Bible and see this is what's his name was? Antiochus wanted in this kingdom, right? Read verse 42, Quadam. Come on.
Verse 42.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone should leave his law.
Everyone should do what?
Leave his law.
So they didn't want to keep our law, statutes, and commandments, right? Read on.
So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Come on.
Verse 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites.
Many also of who?
Of the Israelites.
The Israelites, come on.
Consented to his religion.
We did what?
Consented to his religion.
So we left our religion and did what?
Consented to his religion.
So we left our religion of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, being obedient to a real God, and began to chase after false gods, man. And we did it because we were persecuted. So you want to know why you choose Christianity today in this empire? Because our whole lives we've been persecuted here in America. Right. You have a choice. Read.
Come. Oh. And sacrifice unto idols.
And did what?
Sacrifice unto idols.
Sacrifice unto idols,
And profane the Sabbath.
And profane the Sabbath day, man. We doing that today. We're profaning the. What does the word profane mean? What does the word profane mean? Come on.
The word profane out of the Google dictionary, it says, to that which is not sacred or biblical. Salaki. I'm looking at Merriam-Webster. Profane out of the Merriam-Webster dictionary says, let's bring it up profanity.
Come on. You
To treat something with abuse. Yeah, it brought up
Come
profanity.
on, you good.
It says to treat something with abuse, irreverence, or contempt.
That's what they begin to do to our Sabbath, man. They used to abuse the Sabbath, man. Have you working sun up to sundown, slaving for them.
Right.
Serving their gods, sacrificing on our altars. Read on.
Come. The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 45.
For
the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws.
We should follow the what?
The strange laws.
Their laws was what to us?
Strange
laws. Come on.
Of the land.
Read on.
Verse 45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple. And that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days.
Go ahead.
Verse 46. And pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
And not only they pollute the sanctuary, they also begin to what? Pollute the people, man.
Right.
Read on, Quadam.
Verse 47. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh.
They did what?
Sacrifice swine's flesh.
Swine flesh on our altar, man. Read on. It's going to get worse, though. Read on.
Unclean beasts.
And unclean beasts. Read on.
Verse 48. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised.
They did what?
Leave their children uncircumcised.
They also made us leave our children uncircumcised. And you know that's a huge thing for Israelites. That's our culture. Right. They told us not only we was not allowed to be Israelites. Imagine knowing that you're a people and not being able to be a people. I bet how many sisters can y'all cook? Raise your hand if you can cook. I mean, I ain't talking about little cook. I'm talking about big cook. All the sisters can big cook, right? Imagine being able, you go somewhere and say, no, you don't go in that kitchen. I don't care how good you think you can cook. Don't touch nothing in that kitchen. And you do it for generations after generations after generation after generation. You raise your kids not to go into that kitchen. What will eventually happen? They would burn themselves because of what? They would know how to give them a hand. Most times, right. You're ahead of me. Damn. I better hurry up. Oh man. All right. Hold on, man. I try to tell you. What verse we at, Quadon?
Hachaanakah, verse 48, sir. It says, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation.
Oh my goodness. All right, so drop down to verse 50. I mean, Salaki. Go ahead, verse 50.
Hachaanakah, verse 50. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
All right, so now we're gonna slow roll this one. I want y'all to pay attention to what this bastard began to do to our people. We read so far the things that he done, but we really gonna take our times with this one, okay? All right, let's go, Quadon. Drop down to 54. Read verse 50 again.
Hachaanakah, the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 50. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king,
which was what? Become a Hellenist, right?
Right.
Not keep your heritage.
Right.
Not do what your father said to do.
Right.
Not keep the Sabbath days, and we begin to do all type of abominable things under this bastard, man. Read.
Hachaanakah. And so like he said he should die.
And you should be unalive. You should lose your life.
That's right.
So many of us do so many things in the earth today with no reason, for no apparent reason. What do you keep? Nothing. We don't keep nothing, man. But these brothers and sisters were losing their lives just to keep their culture, to go against this king. Drop down to verse 54.
Hachaanakah, verse 54. Now the 15th day of the month Caslu, and the 140 and 50th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar and builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side.
Right. So they tore down our altars, man, and they begin to build their own altars. Bring it down, son. Come on.
Hachaanakah, verse
55.
55. And burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in their streets.
Come on.
Verse 56. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law,
they did what?
Rent in pieces the books of the law.
So imagine somebody taking the Bible and ripping it apart. They ripping somebody taking the scrolls and ripping it apart. Huh? Yeah. Ripping the Bible up in front of your face, saying, what are you going to do? Read on.
Hachaanakah, which they found, they burnt them with fire.
Verse
57.
Now all of us have Bibles and don't even open them. You got Bibles there and don't even open them. Read on.
Verse 57. And wheresoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death.
Come on.
Verse 58. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites.
They did it unto who?
The authority unto the Israelites every month.
Every month, come on.
To as many as were found in the cities.
So every Israelite that they seen that did not want to do what the king said, they put them to death. Every month. Everyone, no matter what city they went to, they would unalive them, man. Come on, brother.
Now the 25th day of the month, they did sacrifice upon the altar, idol, upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of God.
Right.
Verse 60. At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised.
So think about this. Now, if you're a sister that raised your family according to the law, statutes, and commandments. And if they found out that you did this, they took your life. Imagine trying to raise your children according to the Bible, and somebody finds out about it. This king found out about it, and he came to see you. You see how important our culture is in this Bible? You see how they know, like, if we're not keeping these things, we can never be a strong people. You see how there's so much divisiveness between all of us, so that way we never come together? Right. It's designed that way. The mindset has to change with real understanding about what life is. And the only way you can find it is to look in this Bible.
That's right.
Right? When you find these precepts on how to live according to the law, statutes, and commandments. Read on, Kudon.
Come. Oh, verse 60. At which time, according to the commandment, they verse 61. And they hang the infants.
And they did what?
Hang the infants.
Hold on. I want everybody to listen to this. This king was so evil. What did he? Now we think about all the abortions that we have as Black, Hispanics, Native Indians. That's why we talk about it when we talk about it on these streets. Our babies are precious. You understand?
Right.
Look at all these beautiful children in this room tonight. Get a Lord a hand, man.
Right.
Now let me show you what a real enemy would do. Y'all pay attention to this.
And they hang the infant.
They hang the infants. Come on.
About their necks.
Around their necks. Come on.
And rifled their houses. And slew them that had circumcised them.
Go ahead.
Verse 62. Howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing.
But yet and still, guess what? We still said what? Nah, I ain't fooling with that. Read on.
Verse 63. Wherefore they chose.
They did what?
They chose.
Rather
to die. That they might not be defiled with meats. And that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died.
Most High in Christ. That's an honorable way to die. To stand for something and know you're gonna lose your life for it. Let's do it. Right. I can do. Come on, Kawal.
I mean, it's bad. You know, we don't condone murder of anybody. It's unjust. But how can I have compassion on their babies when we have records of our children and our men and women and kids being destroyed?
Right.
But for standing up for the Lord, they over there smoking hookah and doing all kind of evilness.
Uh-huh.
Their babies are dying. The Lord is dealing with them. So how can I have compassion for them? But I'm still mad about crack cocaine epidemic and this story right here.
Right. We can't have any compassion for him because there's a man in history that they call Alexander the Great in their history. And we see this king is responsible for unaliving our great. But they want us to feel sorrowful for everybody else. How can I fix the issues that I have in my house if I'm worried about everybody else's house? Especially when we talk about another nation. We have to fix the house of Israel. That's the only thing that matters. We are the servants of the Lord.
That's right.
That's what he said in his word. The other nations are made round about us to serve us. Go to chapter 2, verse 1, Baukashaw.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
In those days arose Mattathias.
Mattathias. In those days while we were being persecuted under the Greeks, that was a man that rose up. What was his name?
Mattathias.
Mattathias. Let's go. Let's see what Mattathias is about.
The son of Simeon.
Come on.
Slakin. The son of John, the son of Simeon. A priest of the sons of Joarib from Jerusalem and dwelt in Modin.
Okay.
Verse 2. And he had 5 sons. Joanan, called Cadiz. Verse 3. Simon, called Thasi. Judas, who was called Maccabees.
Y'all remember that name, don't you? Judas of Maccabees.
Come.
A Christian pastor don't touch this one at all. He don't even know. He don't know if he pronounced his name.
They don't even know this Bible is
Judas of Macaroni. That's what he say. He crazy, ain't it, dog? What's wrong with him? Come on, let's go.
Verse 5. Eleazar called Avarin, and Jonathan, whose surname was Aphis.
Read on.
Verse 6. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, verse 7, he said, woe is me.
He said what?
Woe is me.
Come on.
Wherefore I was born to see this misery of my people.
The misery of who?
Of my people.
Now he's talking about ain't no individualism. How you say the word? I can't get it out. Individualism. It's roll out my tongue. Come on with it.
And of the holy city, and to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers.
Right. He driving them crazy. Read on.
Verse 8. Her temple has become as a man without glory. Verse 9.
The temple has become what?
As a man without glory.
Because they came in here and took everything. Think about look around the school. Look at all the glorious thing the Lord has allowed us to put in this school, man. Imagine somebody coming here and taking all of it. You walking here like when we first started with the Lord gave us this building, and we walked in here, we was like, we're gonna put a school in here.
Right.
We all like, what? Kawal said, this is gonna be great. I was Zion. I said, oh man. I said, Kawal, all right, brother. Both sides Christ, let's get it. And we got it. And the Lord allows us to have this today.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But imagine all this being taken away from us, man. Read on, Quadon.
Verse 9. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets.
Her infants are what?
Slain in the streets.
Now, we just said about our children, right? Think about all these strong young men and women being hung up out in these streets, man. Just think, I don't even know if we can put our mind to it. You can't even fathom it. And these devils came in and did it without any remorse. No empathy, no sympathy from ages, men, women. They didn't care. And then they made us sacrifice unclean things on our altar. And you wonder why we say the things we say on the streets. You may not like it, but who's going to say it? I have a right to talk about what happened to my forefathers. You understand?
That's right.
I have the right to talk about what happened to my foremothers. You understand? I have a right to talk about these babies and the things I read in these scriptures. Because guess what? Nobody else is talking about it. We've been forced to learn their history from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. You go to college and take a Black history course, and there's nothing in there about Black history that talks about the culture of Israelites before we went into captivity. Nothing. You'll find out that the slaves came off the Pinta and the Santa Maria. Come on.
They'll tell you that you learn. They'll name it. It'll be like a Black history class. But the only thing you're gonna learn is
African history.
I had one of them in Savannah State. They didn't teach nothing that I learned since I've been here. Right. It was just all African.
That's right.
But we wrong when we call the oppressor the devil that the Bible speaks of. If you were to go to court today and somebody robbed you, would you be wrong for saying, hey, judge, he robbed me? This one right here. And the judge say, no, you can't say that. Then what are you supposed to say? How can you properly judge somebody who's been robbing you, but you're not allowed to say that they robbed you?
Right.
You understand? How can you do it? You live in terror and fear your whole life, afraid that they'll what? Do it again.
That's right.
Come on, read.
Her young men with the sword of the enemy.
Come on.
Verse 10. What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
Right. Come on.
Verse 11. All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she is become a bond slave.
Right. This is talking about the nation of Israel, man.
Right.
It's talking about us. At one time, we were free. But now we've been robbed and tossed to and fro. That's what happened under this bastard right here, the Greeks. You understand? Drop down to verse 27.
Hachaanakah, the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 27. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaining the covenant, let him follow me.
Right. So he said, what was the first criteria for them to get with Mattathias? They had to do what?
Whosoever is zealous of the law.
Zealous of the law. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's the standard.
That's right.
That's just standing in here, man. If you can't do that, we can't come together, huh?
Right.
You understand? If you can't serve the Lord like this Bible says, how we gonna rock together?
Right.
We can't go to war and you howl whatever you howl on. You go to itching and freaking out like, man, what's wrong with you? You better shoot. You over there itching and freaking out, man. You know what I'm saying? You may need a fix. Like, wait a minute, brother. No, man, you gotta do what? What Mattathias tell him? If you're gonna do what?
Whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me.
Read on.
Verse 28.
Drop down 31.
Verse 31. Now, when it was told the king's servants and the host that was at Jerusalem and the city of David, and so like that certain men who had broken the king's commandment were gone down into the secret places in the wilderness.
So they went back and told Antiochus and the Greeks, man. They went back snitching and said, hey, them guys down there, man, them Israelites, Mattathias, them got something going on down there, king. They ain't listening to you. Read on. They what Antiochus did. Read.
Verse 32. They pursued after them a great number, and having overtaken them, they captured, so like they camped against them, and made war against them on the Sabbath day.
They made war. Now y'all pay attention to this right here. Some of you Israelites out there that are listening, some of you knuckleheads that don't know the Bible and don't have any what, Quadon?
Understanding, sir.
All right, don't have no understanding, right? Or they attacked them on the Sabbath day. Why did they attack them on the Sabbath day?
Salagi, sir, because they knew our customs. They knew that it was customary for us to rest on the Sabbath day, and they knew that we wouldn't fight because that's something that we do is just rest, sir. Salagi.
Read on. Let's find out what's going on here.
Verse 33. And they said unto them, let that which ye have done hitherto suffice. Come forth and do according to the commandment of the king, and ye shall live.
The king said, come out here, man. Come on out here and live. Do what I tell you to do. You'll be fine, right? Read verse 34.
But they said, we will not come forth, neither will we do the command, so like the king's commandment, to profane the Sabbath day.
We won't do that, right? Read on.
Verse 35. So then they gave them to the battle with all speed.
So they went to battle with all speed. They didn't even wait on them, right? Read.
Verse 36. Howbeit they answered them not, neither cast they a stone at them, nor stopped the places where they lay hid.
Now, what did it saying? Now, what did it saying?
Salagi, sir, is saying that, whenever they came to attack them, you understand, them brothers didn't fight at first.
They didn't fight back at all. Why didn't they fight back?
Salagi said because it was the Sabbath day.
Why didn't they? It was a Sabbath day, but why didn't they fight back? Why didn't they fight back? It was a Sabbath day, but why didn't they fight back?
Was it because Salaki they was keeping the Lord's commandments, sir? Like they wasn't.
You should know the answer to this. I'm asking you this all day because they didn't have any what?
Understanding, sir.
They didn't have no understanding. They knew about the Sabbath, but they were thinking the Sabbath was like, no, we can't fight on the Sabbath. Just like who thinks like that? A lot of dumb
Christians.
Yes. We can't cook on the Sabbath. We can't do that. We can't turn the lights on the Sabbath. The Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath, man. You can do everything that you want. You can do just about anything that you want to do on the Sabbath. But if you run a business as an Israelite, you gotta let your people go, man. You gotta let them have that day off, man. But them heathens knew that, guess what? Some of our people didn't have any understanding because we had lost our culture. We didn't know who we were. We weren't allowed to be Israelites. And my sisters, like my brother said earlier, you would burn yourself because you wouldn't be allowed to cook. So over generation, we lost that. We didn't have the understanding that we were supposed to have to fight even on the Sabbath. Read on, Quadon.
Verse 37. But said, let us die in all our innocency. Heaven and earth shall testify for us that ye put us to death wrongfully.
Oh yeah, you tripping. Yeah, you tripping. Commander General Hunter would not tell us that.
That's right.
Read.
Verse 38. So they rose up against them in battle on the Sabbath, and they slew them with their wives and children, and their cattle to the number of 1,000 people.
You know what I think about when I think about this? I think about us saying, "We shall overcome." Are we holding hands, walking across the daggone bridge, and our forefathers getting hit with water cannons and dogs sicked on them? I think about our people sitting in wall, and what do you call it, Woolworths? For I'm quite sure unflavorful meal.
Right.
For what? When we had our own already, Akim. We had our own, and because we tried to join this oppressor in his empire, we suffered great atrocities, man. Just like this right here. Not knowing what we should or shouldn't be fighting for. Because we didn't have any what, Quadon?
Understanding, sir.
Read on.
Verse 39. Now when Mattathias and his friends understood hereof, they mourned for them right sore.
Now Mattathias, even though they seen this happen, and Mattathias like, man, nah, they ain't what this about. They mourn, man. They mourn their brothers because they were still their brothers. Read on.
Verse 40. And one of them said to another, if we all do as our brethren have done.
Think about me and Bunk, y'all saying, hey man, if we do what they doing, if we do what they just did, read.
Khan. And fight not for our lives.
And we don't fight for our lives. Read on.
And laws against the heathen.
And against the heathen, come on.
They will now quickly root us out of the earth.
But guess what? We're not even fighting anything in this empire anymore. If you're not in the Isupk, you are not in the truth, man.
That's
you understand?
Right.
You are not fighting if you're not in here. You don't even listen, you don't even understand how to fight. You don't even understand how to fight. Read on.
Verse 41. At that time, therefore, they decreed, saying, whosoever shall come to make battle with us on the Sabbath day, we will fight against him.
We're going to do what?
Fight against him.
Anybody that come against us, no matter what day or time it is, we're going to do what?
Fight against him.
We're going to fight. We're going to get it on no matter what day or time it is. We're going to get it on. You come up against us, right? I know Qadar going to do it. Right. Read.
Neither will we die all as our brethren that were murmured in the secret places.
Right, and we won't be unalived either. Well, drop that. Let me go to verse 3, chapter 3. Let me go to chapter 1, verse 1. Slaki, chapter 3, verse 1.
Khan, the book of Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 1. Then his son Judas, called Maccabeus, rose up in his stead. Verse 2. And all his brethren helped him, and so did all they that held with his father, and they fought with cheerfulness.
They fought with what?
Cheerfulness.
Come on.
The battle of Israel.
Right. Come on.
Verse 3. So he got his people great honor and put on a breastplate.
That's how you get great honor, man. You get great honor by fighting back, not laying down. You understand? Read on.
As a giant, and girt his warlike harness about him, and he made battles, protecting the host with his sword.
Come on.
Verse 4. And his axe, he was like a lion, and like a lion's whelp, roaring for his prey. Verse 5. For he pursued the wicked and sought them out.
He did what?
Pursued the wicked and sought them out.
Nah, he joined the wicked.
Pursued the wicked and sought them out.
He tried to be friends with the wicked.
Pursued the wicked and sought them out.
He celebrated Thanksgiving with the wicked.
Pursued the wicked and sought them out.
He celebrated Christmas with the wicked.
Pursued the wicked and sought them out.
He said we shall overcome with the wicked.
He pursued the wicked and sought them out.
Nah, that ain't how you do business. You got to fight against the evils of this world.
That's right.
You don't join them. Read.
And burnt up those that vexed his people.
That did what?
Vexed his people.
Come on.
Verse 6. Wherefore the wicked shrunk for fear.
They did what?
The wicked shrunk for fear of him.
Right.
And all the workers of iniquity were troubled. Because salvation prospered in his hand.
Right. Because he did it for whom? For his people. That's right. Read on.
Verse 7. He grieved also many kings and made Jacob glad with his acts.
And made Jacob what?
Glad with his acts. And his memorial
And his what?
Memorial is blessed forever.
That's what we doing today. Today is a memorial day for a brother that fought against the Greeks, man.
Right.
In the book of Maccabees. That's what it's about. Somebody who understood how important it was to remember where he came from and what he stood for. You think about it that next time you want to throw some damn pork down your damn throat. You think about that the next time you want to celebrate Christmas.
Right.
You think about what we just read and what they did to our children when you want to go vote. Just think about it. Just think about what we've been through, just what you read, what been read to you tonight. And what had to happen for us to get our honor and our glory back. It didn't happen just because you made up your mind and sung songs and held hands and sat on the street corner. Some things you got to fight for. Right?
That's right.
And you start by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? That's what Mattathias want. He said, if you're going to start by this first, you can't just say you want to follow me. You got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments first. You got to be zealous first. You can't just say you want something. You got to do it. Right? Where we at, Quadon?
We just finished verse 7 out of line.
Go to chapter 4, verse 36 for me right quick.
This the book of First Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 36. Then said Judas and his brethren, behold, our enemies are discomfited.
They what?
Are discomfited.
Discomforted. Come on.
Let us go up to cleanse and dedicate the sanctuary.
We need to do what?
Let us go up to cleanse and dedicate the sanctuary.
Because they fought back. Guess what they was able to do? They were able to go back to their homes, man. They was able to walk back home into their temples with the idea of doing what? Straightening things back up, man.
That's right.
Putting things back in order, right? Read on.
Verse 37. Upon this all, the hosts assembled themselves together and went up into Mount Sion.
Go ahead.
Verse 38. And when they saw the sanctuary,
they did what?
And when they saw the sanctuary,
come on,
desolate, and the altar profane, and the gates burned up, and shrubs growing in the courts, as in a forest, or in one of the mountains. Yeah, and the priest's chambers pulled down.
Now think about this. And think about all the things that was in here, like I said, had been removed, and we've been away for years. And then we finally get a chance to come back home. And you walk in here, all those plants and vines and all that grass that are outside, it's all in here. It's all in here. It's all in the cracks, all in the walls. It's everywhere. You got dust, you got rocks, you got roaches, you got bees. Think about all the things that could be outside. You got a raccoon up here in the corner chilling, possums, all those things inside of what? The holy place. That's what these brothers was witnessing, right? Read on. Let me put you in the mindset of anybody remember they childhood home? You remember your childhood home? You miss it? Like what do you remember most about your childhood home? Okay. Even though it was a project, it's still considered home.
I remember the mothers, every time somebody moved in,
yeah.
My mother and the women and her friends, it was like 10 of them, they would all put something and take it to that family.
And as a kid, you didn't know nothing about the project. You just played just like everybody else. You ran, and what if you went back to that place and that place looked like, I don't know, man, it looked like somebody just dropped a shell on it. That's what happened in this Bible with Mattathias them. And Judas and Maccabee, they came back to this place and like, man. Read that verse again, Quadon.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 38.
Come on.
When they saw the sanctuary desolate, and the altar profane, and the gates burned up, and shrubs growing in the courts.
The shrubs growing, man. Just think about it. A glorious place as this. that the Lord done gave us, and we return to it. Return to that. All the things they slaughtered on the altar of the priests, all the profane things that they did. You know, Esau, a disgusting bastard. So you only imagine what he did. They do. You look on YouTube and type in strange thing white people do. I mean, Salaki, the oppressor do. You be on YouTube like, oh my goodness. What? You go crazy in that joint, Bunky, y'all. Read on, Quadon.
As in the forest or in one of the mountains. Yea, and the priest's chambers pulled down.
And the priest's chambers were pulled down. Come on.
Verse 39. They rent their clothes and made great lamentation and cast ashes upon their head.
Right, man. They were beside themselves, man. Read on.
Verse 40. And fell down flat to the ground upon their faces and blew an alarm with the trumpets and cried toward heaven.
They cried to where?
Toward heaven.
They cried to what?
Toward heaven.
Man, they started to seek out the Lord, man. Read.
Then Judas Maccabees appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress until he had cleansed the sanctuary.
And he cleansed this sanctuary. Come on.
Verse 42. So he chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the law.
Had pleasure in what?
In the law.
And that seemed to be the standard right there, Kawal. You got to understand what the law, statutes, and commandments are first. First and foremost. If you're going to do something in here, do this work, learn how to follow what? The law, statutes, and commandments. You learn that from your very first day in this school, man. Matter of fact, we make you say it. You have to do it. Otherwise, you can't serve the Lord doing your own thing. You got to do what he says to do. And he left us a course to do it. Precept upon precept. So we can have what, Quadon?
Understanding.
Most High in Christ. Read.
Verse 43. Who cleansed the sanctuary and bear out the defiled stones into an unclean place.
Right. Come on.
Verse 44. And when as they consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings, which was profane, they thought it best to pull it down.
Think about that. They walk in the place, they say, you know what, man? Because of all the things that they done here, let's just get rid of it. Let's what? Start over.
That's right.
Start over. That's an honorable thing to do. And sometimes in your life, if you come in and you come into a spot in your life where you may make a mistake or something, it's okay. Get rid of that thing that caused you to go off, man.
That's right.
Remove it. Start over. Come on.
Lest it should be a reproach to them, because the heathen had defiled it, wherefore they had pulled it down.
Right. Come on.
And laid up the stones in the mountain of the temple in a covenant place, like convenient place.
Come on.
Until there should come a prophet to show what should be done with them.
That got to come what?
It says it's like, and laid up the stones in the mountain of the temple in a convenient place until there should come a prophet to show what should be done with them.
You need a priest, man. You see how important at the brothers in here are?
Right.
We learning how to do this work so we can guide our people to show them what to do against the things that they have in their life.
That's right.
That's what they waiting on. Them purple, you know. Yeah. The Rainbow Coalition ain't gonna show them how to do it. Come on.
Then they took whole stones according to the law and built a new altar according to the former. Verse 48.
They did what, Quadon?
And built a new altar according to the former.
Right. Come on.
Verse 48. And made up the sanctuary and the things that were within the temple and hollowed the courts.
Right. Come on.
Verse 49. They made also new holy vessels.
All right.
And into the temple they brought the candlestick.
They brought the what?
The candlestick.
Yeah. What's it beside right there? You go right there.
Come.
They brought it back into the temple, man. He was some zealous brothers, man, that understood the definition of what home is and where home is at.
Right.
Read on.
And the altar of burnt offerings and of incense and the table.
Read on.
Verse 50. And upon the altar they burnt incense, and the lamps that were upon the candlestick they lighted, that they might give light in the temple. Verse 51.
Y'all see it, right? See, back in the day, we didn't have these fancy things that we call light bulbs. Huh? This was our light right here. Yeah, a huge. Think of a huge menorah. You know what I'm saying? Menorah, candlesticks on it, and the priests sitting there all studying and trying to figure out how can we make sure our people stay safe. How can we give wise counsel to our people so we don't end up in the condition that we was in up under Antiochus? You understand? Wise counsel how to fight against all the enemies of Israel. Read on.
Come. Furthermore, they set loaves upon the table and spread out the veils and finished all the works which they had begun to make. Verse 52. Now on the 25th day of the 9th month, which is called the month Caslu, in the 148th year, they rose up betimes in the morning. Verse 53. And offered sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offerings which they had made.
Come on with it.
Verse 54. Look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it. Even in that was it dedicated with songs, cisterns, and harps and cymbals.
You too.
Verse 55. Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the God of heaven, who had given them good success.
Yes.
Verse 56. And so they kept the dedication.
They kept what?
The dedication.
They kept what?
The dedication.
We call this the feast of what?
Dedication.
Come on.
Of the altar 8 days, and offered burnt offerings with gladness, and sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance and praise.
Drop down to 59.
Verse 59. Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained that the days of the dedication of their altar should be kept in their season from year to year, by the space of 8 days.
By the space of what?
8 days.
Now you understand why we call this the Feast of Dedication. It's not a high holy day, but we want to remember this day.
That's right.
Remember this day, because we went through a hell of a lot and we fought back. We didn't lay down. We went through being called Hellenists. You understand how we lost our heritage? Because that was a point in time in history where we weren't allowed to call ourselves Jews. So that's why when you see a black man calling himself an Israelite, it's strange. You say the whole world looks at you strange. Somebody will argue with you about you being what you say you want to be. I seen a story on the news the other day. This man was a dog. He turned himself to a full life collie. And nobody stopped him, Bunk, y'all. They let him walk around, quite frankly, doing whatever and taking doing whatever he does. And nobody stopped him. He didn't have no mental condition or nothing. They just say, whatever you say you are. But as a black Hispanic Native Indian, maybe you say you're an Israelite, people look at you strange. They see you with a shield on. They say, man, you lost? You know what that is that you're wearing? That's what they ask, Monkey, y'all. Do you know what that means?
Right.
You see what happens? And that's why it's important that we do this, man. These feasts was given to us to remember the things that we've been to. And today, starting for the span of 8 days, we rededicate this school and the temple just like Mattathias them did back in their day.
That's right.
So in this time, if you got anything you want to like offer to the school, anything you want to bring in to dress the school up, make it look good, gold, silver, you know what I'm saying, donations, whatever it is that you see the work that we're doing that you want to contribute, let's do it. This is time to do it, all right? So this is the thing we went through as a nation of people, and today we're going to celebrate the work that Mattathias and his sons done put in to rebuild a nation after they've been ransacked by the Greeks, man. All right, and with that, I'm going to turn the class over to preach the power of the Lord. Y'all.
ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When the new brother and sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means 10th in the Hebrew. It's pronounced ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to treasury department or teacher. Priest funds, the free will offering for priests not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. The upcoming Holy Convocation, we are in the middle. We just did the opening of the Feast of Dedication, Hachaanakah, beginning tonight, December the 7th, according to 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verses 52 through 61, the 25th day of the 9th month, by the space of 8 days. We also have the mission. We got the mission in New York for our immigrant brothers and sisters. You know, if you have clothing, winter clothing, preferably boots, toboggans, gloves, just heavy winter wear because New York is cold. You know, you want to donate that, bring it to, we'll be in Harlem Saturday, which is December, the 9th, if I'm not mistaken. Salakia. We also have the Lord's 55th annual Passover coming up April the 20th of 2024. It's $200 per adult, 17 and up. We're going to have that here in North Carolina, okay? So pay your Passover fund, get those funds in. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, imajim, which means to stand. Sisters, you remain seated. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courteous salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Ma'am Shabbat, imajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua B'Rakatham. Yad Matan, hands down. Sar, turn to face the sisters. Sisters, imajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courteous salute to our sisters. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shemar Latah Ba'Shem Yahushua. Yad Matan, hands down. Yeah, Sar Panwa Hakudam. Go ahead and click that. What's called? Lord Spirit. Sorry, Christ.